you didn't really see much presidencies even last 1 month because they were either inactive. But with the Tyr administration, we push for Americans to get more interactive with American jobs and overall the community.
Mr. President. Oh, you go ahead.
Mr. President, what do you think you would say that you've done that's helped the server the most?
Okay, so I would say I've done a lot. So I would say you have to emphasize which term you were talking about.
This latest term.
This term? Alright, well, if you don't mind, may I pull out some documents?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
Take it slowly. I don't want to see you pull out weapons, sir.
So I'm just pulling out some Trellos right now.
Okay.
Alright, so let me see. Alright, so in my latest term, I have had brought up multiple executive orders, and we'll go into the topic of employing American citizens today. So I have created the Federal Enrollment Accessibility, which is to make Americans, or make it easier for Americans to get employed by agencies or departments or even by the federal government. And this Federal Enrollment Accessibility was a great success. We got a lot of federal employees in the previous term and Foxy's term. That will eventually, they led into my own term, our future term. And moving on to the accessibility regarding discords and social media, that executive order helped ZUSA a lot. From non and corrupt federal agents, federal employees, where let's say they take a Discord, okay, and then they take everyone within the Discord. How does that benefit ZUSA? That benefits a lot. It's a less of a strike of a federal employee taking a whole Discord with everyone. So we lose all progress. That's less of, no one has to worry about that anymore because of this executive order I made. And another executive order that's active today is the establishment of the generation record. This record is a great establishment to the ZUSA. It shows which citizen applied to become a citizen, and this is really, really helpful when it comes to registration or registration of anything regarding federal government. The registration, so let's say a hypothesis of voting. It's a voting registration. This voting registration is very, very delicate, and you need to know when a citizen can vote or when they cannot, depending on how old their account is or if it's an alt. The generation record, this is when it comes in. It shows how old the person's account and how old the person's account been in ZUSA. And moving out of executive orders, we move into my executive office program, the proving grounds of internships for the White House. So this program has really benefited American citizens today. It employs American citizens and teaches them how the executive branch works and how multiple other things get into the process of working.
Thank you for that answer, Mr. President.
Welcome.
Mr. President, what would you have to say, or do you have any comment on Madyson saying that your presidency is absolutely horrible and he could do better?
Well, I would say that's his opinion, and I respect his opinion. And I think we should all respect people's opinions, because lately in our great United States, I have not seen much people being beneficial to each other, instead of people being divided.
Cody, I'm just going to jump in here real quick. Just a tab on that. it was horrible. He just kind of said that he hasn't done much for the...
Oh?
Sir, sorry for my colleague. He's kind of cutting out. But what do you admire most about Imagination?
I don't admire anything about him or anything about anyone else. What we should admire is how we work together.
Yes. Has there been much partisan in the Senate, do you think?
Well, I haven't really participated or been in any of Senate sessions or viewed them, particularly. So I have no comment on that.
Who do you think is gonna win the House elections?
Well, by the grant, it's obviously going to be a Senate majority. Sorry, it's obviously going to be a Republican majority in the House, which is a great asset to the Republican Party and its leadership.
Well, you're the chairman, so
Yes, indeed I am. So it's a huge win for the Republican Party.
It is. You would have a Republican House, Senate, and White House. And some would even say Supreme Court.
It would mean the whole legislative branch would be basically ruled by Republicans.
Yep. Moving on.
Sir, are you gonna create a military?
Well, military is already established, but our main focus in the Tyr administration is not to focus on other foreign issues. We're focusing on domestic, okay? And we really need to focus on domestic. We shouldn't focus on anyone else's problems. We should really be focusing on our own.
And if I could pitch in for a moment, just something interesting to note about this administration, if I am sworn in as vice president, that is, this will be the first administration in probably a very long time that has a split. It's a split party administration, if you will call it that, and it is a huge sign of improvement of relations between both the Republican and Democratic parties, because President Tyr is a Republican president, and myself, if confirmed as vice president, am a Democrat.
Wow.
Pretty sure that's the first time.
That's going to go well.
And that shows really what this administration is about. It's about not diversity. It's not about fighting each other. It's about working together.
Mr. President, do you think it's going to go well in the Senate, being him as a Democrat?
I think it'll go terrific.
Mr. President, have you thought of establishing a party or a Green Party? A Libertarian Party or Green Party?
Well, I don't establish those things. The American people do. And currently, the Federal Elections Commission, if you request, they will open applications for you to register a new party into the political parties. Yes, Madyson.
Is this interview allowed to be recorded or no?
It's being recorded.
It's already being recorded?
Yes.
Sure. I mean, ma'am.
Awesome.
Actually, I'm going, if you don't mind, everybody, I will actually be making a YouTube account for myself in ZUSA, where I might upload some different stuff. Do you mind if I upload this on there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And can this...
Sure.
Is this classified as is this a private interview or a White House press briefing?
Well, I'm asking, let's ask Cody, is this private
I'll say
interview?
it's a White House press.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is a completely private interview.
Yeah, actually,
so it's trying to make it public.
But of course, if the president feels like he wants to blank one part of the interview out, go ahead.
Alright, so moving on.
Yeah, hold on. Just one more thing. This is to the president. I know this isn't really related to the interview, but what do you think about this proposal? If every Thursday we had or if every Friday we had a White House press briefing to sort of summarize the week?
Okay, so this is a very good question. Regarding this question, is a lot happens in ZUSA, with ZUSA, but actually cut that part out, okay? Let me rephrase the question. Alright, so that's a pretty good question. So, the ZUSA, a lot happens in ZUSA daily. And I think a press briefing every week on Friday is very good. It's beneficial to the main server and the main community of ZUSA, and it's also beneficial to the executive office of the presidency.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well,
and it's very beneficial to the comms department. Very, very kind of beneficial.
Sir, but most of the Senate sessions are on Friday, and probably the House is going to be on Friday.
Then
what would you think of pushing it back to Saturday?
Yeah. Then how about this? It's Thursday right now. What if every press briefing was on Thursday?
That would be good.
It would be good, as I don't think much more things will be happening on Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, sir, are you saying you want press discords around here?
I think news agencies, news outlets to ZUSA is very also beneficial.
Yeah,
Because
oh, go ahead.
I'm going to chip in right here real quick. I'm actually creating an InfoWars for ZUSA.
Man, that's wonderful.
Sir,
really
what
good.
would you think about the creating the NRA?
To be honest, the NRA is rather useless because we have no game. It would be useful if we had a game, and to emphasize that, the game.
Sir, you said
we
you were
have
coming out with a game.
Yeah, we have no game right now, but we're coming out with a game, and it's today.
So the NRA would be useful.
Yes,
if it's coming out
once
today.
Again, it would be useful, but it's not up to me to create it.
Yes, sir.
Moving on.
Well, I suppose my last act as White House Chief of Staff would be establishing weekly White House press briefings.
Alright, any other questions?
Zach, I have a question for you.
Go for it.
No questions.
I was about to ask him what would he do if he was confirmed vice president.
What, like, what's the first? What is, are you
Zach.
Yeah.
These questions.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm getting off track here. This is an interview with the president, not myself.
That's what I was saying.
Alright. Anything else?
Alright, anything?
I think that's about it.
Alright.
Thank you for your time, Mr. President.
Thank you for
your time, sir.
Alright,
Thank
well,
you.
ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this White House press briefing. Please feel free to come by next week. Next Thursday, we'll establish a time, and we'll keep on doing that. Alright. Thank you.